Hello guys, welcome, welcome. I'm in the studio today, it's very exciting. But today is going to be a 60-minute vinyasa. And yes, if you have them, having some blocks will be fabulous, or just anything you can use as a block substitute. So nice things to use can be things like books if they're relatively similar sizes, or tin cans like beans, soup, that kind of thing. Just be a bit careful with those because they can hurt your hands. Or some people, if you're like a weights person, you can use like dumbbells, something you can just press into. You don't just lift them, but just. So yeah, if you've got some blocks, that would be lovely. But we will start as usual with a bit of time and stillness. So just start to decide what that might like to look like today. If you're seated, feel free to prop yourself up in any way, lifting the hips with props or pillows, or getting yourself nice and comfortable lying down. Eyes can be open or closed. And then just take a few moments. See if there are little things you can do to let yourself start to settle. Might be big movements, might be little movements. The body wants to yawn, excuse me, or sigh. Give yourself some time. And then we'll take this time to invite ourselves to start to land in the space today. Start to notice the ground beneath you. And invite yourself to be supported by it. Find that gentle kind of softening. Start to land. And then you can bring your awareness to the flow of breath. Today might be a day where breathing in and out the nose is comfortable, or perhaps you're finding a different rhythm. I know, or depending when you're watching this is a cold time of year I'm recording, so tends to be quite a few blocks noses around, so know you can breathe any way that works. If there is a particular breath practice you'd like to use, like engaging a new Ujjayi, you can start to find that now. If you're new to Ujjayi, I'm going to give us a little bit of guidance. Let's take a big inhale in through the nose. Let's start with a sigh out to find some release. Inhale again for a sigh. Let it go. Now this time, sigh or breathe out like you are fogging up a mirror. Try imagine that. And you'll feel a sensation at the back of your throat. One more just like that. Pay attention to it. And it's like you were going to do the same thing, but you're going to keep your lips sealed. Inhale. Exhale. Your Ujjayi is that gentle control of the breath. See if you can find that same feeling on your inhale. If it feels helpful, it can be a really lovely one to create a little bit of calming for the nervous system. Essentially, it stimulates around our Jalandhara bandha. But any other steady breath that helps you anchor will be lovely. I'm feeling drawn back towards this principle of Asteya recently. You can start to move the head side to side. Asteya translates as non-stealing, which, yes, at first glance might feel like something that's quite easy to not do on a yoga mat, as in it's, yeah, quite simple, perhaps not to steal. But there are so many ways we can interpret this and take that further. In your own way, start to expand your movements. It can be fingers, toes, head, spine. If we think about what kind of the opposite of stealing is, or how you would action not stealing, to me the kind of antithesis of that would be giving. And so we do our best to kind of give back to ourselves through movements, whether that's a giving back of attention, a giving back of kindness, a giving back of space. But what I think is really lovely in the way that the yogic practice is often set up in this sort of non-way, as in non-stealing, is that of course there are going to be days where coming to this sort of giving place isn't going to be possible or is going to be harder, we might not have the resources for. So then we kind of know that we can take it back a level. Instead of kind of putting pressure on ourselves to be in this like loving, giving, abundant space, this can just be time just to stop letting the energy run out, stop sort of the giving outwards, and just it's time for you to begin to still and to begin to return. Yeah, so that's felt really relevant to me at the minute. It's a bit of a hectic time of year for lots of us. So if it's helpful for you, I wanted to offer it out. Or if there's something from there that you want to take as an intention, so say something in particular that your practice means for you, or that you'd like to use an intention, as an intention, just take a moment to decide what that could be today. Just take one more inhale together. You can let your movement steady or still. Exhale together. We're going to make our way to a tabletop position when you're ready. So, if you had any props, take them out to the side. We're going to begin by turning the fingertips. They point to the longer edges of your mat and create a little sway side to side here. So this will be a nice way to start to open into the wrists and into the forearms and build the feeling proprioception along the hands. You can start to build this motion if you like. Take some circles in the chest, invite movement into the spine or into the low back. And just notice where your breath's got to. See if you can bring in that ujjayi, that feeling tool, or maybe the breath for you is the way you connect with your intention. When you're ready, come back to neutral in the spine, turn your hands forward, spread your fingers, grip them gently, Hasta Bandha, inhale. Exhale, tuck the toes, start to lift the hips up and back. Our first downward facing dog of the practice. Take your time to settle in. It is super early in the practice. It might be your first down dog of the day. If you want to start bending one knee then the other, both knees, lifting a leg. You can shake the head, you can take a sigh. If you want more support in the pose, I always really like this one. You can step your feet a little bit closer to the hands. That also helps lots of us find a bit more sensation. Now if you're flowing with me, next inhale, let's lift up the right leg. Take a bend in the knee and open up the hip and really let the body twist open today. One more inhale there, try drop down the back of the neck. Exhale, the foot comes down. Then nice and simple, we're gonna roll forwards to a plank. Knees can be up or down. Exhale lowers you the whole way down to the ground. Now we're going to keep working with this right leg. Bend it up and start to reach your hand back towards your foot. Squeeze the heel to the glute. Think forehead down to forearm. Find your breath. Come into the sensation. Now keeping a hold of your foot, start to kick it into your hand. This is going to open the chest, kind of like a lying down dancer's pose. Might feel good like this. If you'd like to, there's an option to lift up your right knee, the left leg, or even lift the left hand. And take one more breath. Release it out. Now your left forearm's going to slightly go out to the side, elbow in line with your shoulder. If you've got props along the way, feel free to move them out. And then just gently rolling over. Be careful, be gentle with yourself, be nice to those shoulders. Try to let the head soften. One more breath. This time as you release control of the foot. Let your right knee go out to the side so it's out in line with your hip. We're going to tent to the fingers, a little bit wider than the shoulders. Press down to lift up. Look over the right shoulder. Drop down the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, switch. And now we're going to go. Inhale up, press through the fingers. Exhale down. Hands will come under your shoulders, tuck the back toe. We're going to lift the right leg the whole way up. All the way to three-legged dog. Take your time. And then take that right foot down. If you want to sigh, if you want to move, anything like that to ease back in. Then we'll go second side. Inhale, left leg up. Bend the knee, open the hip. One more breath, press the ground away. Press the right heel down. The foot comes down as you exhale. Ripple forward to a plank. Exhale, lowers down. Bend the left leg, hand comes back to the foot. Squeeze, heel to glute. Forehead down towards your hand. One more breath, press the hips down. And then lying down dancers, kick the foot to your hand, lift up the chest. You can stay, you can float the knee, the leg, the arm if you like. One more breath. Release. Right forearm goes out to the side. Keep a hold of your foot as you roll that over. Let the side of the neck soften. 2 breaths, be gentle. Slowly come back through center. This time the knee will go out to the side. Tent onto your fingers a little wider than the shoulders. Press through your contact points to lift the chest. Look over the left shoulder, drop the right shoulder down. Inhale through center. Second side. One more time through center. Exhale down. Hands under the shoulders, 3-legged dog, left leg lifts. Taking the foot down. We make our way to the top of the mat. Walking, stepping, or jumping your feet forwards. Once you're there, inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold back down. Start to pay attention to your feet. Inhale, lift halfway. Weight to heels. As you fold, tip the weight a little more towards your toes. Chin to chest, fold a little deeper. Whole way to standing, press through your feet. Lift up your hands or cup to the thumbs. Samastitihi, hands come down through prayer. We take a moment to ground. Press through your big toes, your heels and the sides of your feet. Finding grounding through Pada Bandha. Notice how the more you root down, the body will start to lift. Lifting the top of the head. Lifting the heart to the thumbs. Come back to your breath. And any intention or embodiment you want to bring into the movements today, what this space might mean to you. Let's inhale together. As you exhale, let the fingertips draw down. We'll take a Surya A. Press through your feet as you sweep up the arms. Exhale to fold, chin drops down to the chest. Feel free to bend the knees as much as you like. Inhale, we lift halfway, shoulders back, weight to heels. Exhale, hands to the ground, making your way back through your vinyasa. If you have your transition, go for it. If you're with me, knees down, elbows in lower, look forwards. Inhale, grip with the fingers as you open the chest, cobra. Exhale, 3 to 4 breaths. Decide where you'd like to be. Can be child's pose, can move freely in tabletop or in your downward facing dog for 4. Notice your contact with the ground for 2. We'll all meet back in down dog or tabletop on 1. Work your way back to the top of the mat, walking, stepping, or jumping. When you're there, we lift up halfway, and then we exhale to fold. Whole way to standing. Press through your feet, lift up your hands or cup to the thumbs. Exhale, we're going to keep it flowing straight back down to fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hands to the ground. Walk, step, or jump your way back. Inhale, lift up. And exhale back. Down dog, tabletop, or child's pose. For 3, you can keep movement in the pose. Take care of the body. Ease in with the breath. For 2. And for 1, we meet back in down dog. Back to the top of the mat. Walking, stepping, or jumping. Press through your hands. Lift the chest. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Okay, I've been playing with this transition a bit recently. Inhale, half lift. Sweep your fingertips back to your glutes and think about the heart reaching forward. Weight to heels. See if you can lift your toes. You can hold, or see if you can come to the tiptoes and hold it there. Try to keep your breath steady. I know it's hard. Then when you're ready, really press through your contact points with the ground to see if you can slowly ease up to upright. You might start to notice the stabilizing muscles in your feet. Sometimes you have to go off balance to find balance. One more breath. All right, we're going to take that back the way we came. Take your hips back behind you. Take it slow. Fall out as many times as you need. Reach the fingertips back. Heart comes forwards. We're gonna land in a chair pose. Bend your knees, drop the heels, sweep up the arms. Inhale. And exhale, forward fold. We're gonna keep it moving. Inhale, half lift. Your vinyasa, hands to the ground. You can walk, step, or jump your way back. And exhale lowers you down, all the way down or halfway. Inhale opens your chest. And exhaling back. A little different. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, dome the spine and press the ground away. Inhale the leg high. Then we work the foot towards the hands. We're going for a low lunge. So take as much help as you need to get the foot forwards. Once you're there, back knee down. Sweep up the arms. We're going to circle, open it back. 2 more. Take your time. Really sink onto the breath. Last one here. Inhale. Squeeze the glutes. Okay, we're going to sweep the arms up. Tuck your back toe, and we're going to sweep the hands back to come towards an arrow lunge. So you inhale, exhale, peel up the back knee, hands come back. Start to inch your way forwards, and you can either keep the big toe on the ground or lift the leg to make your way towards a warrior 3. Breathing here for 2. Focus on the length for 1. Then we're going to go dancer's pose. So you bend up the back leg, lift up your chest. Similar to what we did on the ground, you're reaching the hand back to the foot and kicking the foot into the hand, lifting your chest forwards. 1 more breath. And release. All right, any little shakes, sighs, movements. And we'll go second side. Start in a chair pose, bend your knees. Exhale, folds, chin to chest. Keep it flowing. Inhale, half lift. If you're working on your floats, as before you go back, tip your weight to the hands, look forwards. That will help you start to get that lift as you lower. We all meet back in down dog. Second side, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose, dome the spine. Inhale the leg high. And then we work the foot towards the hands, low lunge, back, knee down. 3 circles, sweep up. Your rhythm of breath, you can go at your own pace. Draw it back. 2 more. And for 1. Pause with the arms up. Tuck your back toe, prepare, inhale. Exhale, swing the hands back, lift off your back knee. Start to bring the foot in to come towards your warrior 3. You can stay long with the foot on the ground, or you can lift it. Find your breath. Try square the hips if you can. It might make you wobble. Find those stabilizing muscles in your feet. And then we start to bend the back leg. Transition is to dancers. Reaching the hand back, proprioception is going to feel trickier. And because you are standing on one leg, that's okay. Try soften your gaze. 1 more breath. And then slowly let that release. Feet come to the ground. All right. Bend your knees, sweep the arms up by the ears. Look to your hands. Press through the sides of the feet. Inhale. Exhale, half chair, like what we did before. Sweep your fingertips back, top of the head forward. Same 2 options. You can have weight on the heels to lift your toes, or you can come onto your tiptoes. If you want to test your balance, try looking between the big toes. 1 more breath. Then take the knees out wide and the hands forwards in front of you. Super active variation of your child's pose. Now this might feel super good. There's so much sensation here in the hips and the feet and the upper back. If it feels good, you're super welcome to stay. Or if you're a keen arm balancer, you want to do your thing, do your crows, create the headstands, you're welcome to. If you're working on those, I'm going to give us a bit of guidance. Hands go down to the ground. Again, spread those hands wide because they're what we're going to use to balance. You're going to grip with your fingers, lifting up the hips, bend your elbows, and you're encouraging the knee towards the armpits. Might be little rocks today, just see what it feels like to take weight into the hands. Or you think of lifting the chest and then lifting up 1 foot at a time. Maybe see if you can switch them in midair, find little moments of air time. If you're there, big toes go together. If you're going headstand, you bend your arms deeper, top of the head, top of the triangle. Hands at the base of the triangle. Slowly lift the knees together, and you might come up. We're going to meet with the feet at the top of the mat. So anyone who has come up, start to make your way back. You can go back through your crow if you like. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. We meet with the feet together. Reach the fingertips forwards if they're not there already. Take a big inhale. Forward fold, straighten the legs. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. All right, gang, this is where you might want to start to use your blocks. So we're going to have a block in front of each of the feet. This is for a standing split in towards a half moon. So if you know you like them on a different setting or hands on the ground, you're welcome to have them there instead. If you're with me, this tends to be quite a nice friendly setting if you're not sure. So weight goes onto the left foot. Inhale your right leg high, lift the chest. Standing splits. As you exhale, think forehead to big toe. You can ripple or you can hold 2 more breaths. If you're rippling, think of that exhale. Let it fold the body a little bit deeper. Stabilize through that front foot. Then decide if you want to hold in your standing split. If you want some support, we can hold with 2 legs down, forward fold, or you can work some balancing options. Could be 1 or 2 hands towards your ankle. If you're someone who likes to handstand, you can take this as a little moment to handstand hop. We're going to take 1 more breath, and we're going to meet with the left foot back on the ground. Ground into your left hand, and take your right hand back towards your hip. We're going to go half moon. So you start to open up the hip. Take your time. Kick that foot back. It's a tricky entry into the pose. Start to reach up the right hand. You can stay here. If you want to test your balance, you look to the ceiling. Or again, think of those binds we've been working with. You can bend up your top leg to reach the hand back towards the foot, but then feel like you're trying to kick back behind you. 1 more breath. Step the right foot to the back of the mat. Let's land in a warrior 2. Ah, lovely. Start to shrug the shoulders up. Nice big sigh out. Flip the front palm, reverse your warrior. Keep bending into that front knee, big inhale. We're going to go extended side angle as you exhale, left forearm down to the thigh, right arm up and over the head. We're going to circle this right hand.